So, hello everyone, and welcome to this first session of this weekly LinkedIn live session called Turning Thursdays. I'm Boss, I'm your host, and I will be doing this every Thursday. And, I'm looking forward to having some interesting and amazing guests. And we'll talk in these sessions about turning points in life, how to embrace change, and, what are we creating for a future. And today, my guest is Afzal. Afzal,
I
hello, Afzal. Great to have you here. I'm doing this from Morocco. Where are you? Um, I asked you before you came onto this session how you wanted to be introduced. You said as a mountain climber. So tell us a little bit more about your mountain climbing, who you are, and where you calling in from, or where you are at the moment.
okay. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I am in Rotterdam in the Netherlands, so that's where I'm calling from. But in 2 weeks, I will not. And just to continue that conversation for you, mountain climber. It's not that I call it myself during my daily life, but I have really a passion for mountain climbing. And in 2 weeks, I'll be going up to the Matterhorn. For those of you who know it, for of you who don't, you know the Toblerone chocolate. There's a logo on the Toblerone chocolate with the mountain on it, and that is the mountain that I'm going to climb in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you told me also that this is one of the, well, boys, this is a very challenging mountain, right? Um, but this show is about like turning points in life, um, and I'm just curious, what is like one like turning point in your life that you would like to share with us, and what impact that had on you?
Well, the biggest one I can confidently say is when I got my burnout. So back in 2017, just a little bit background of myself, I started studying business. I work and still live at M, but I work as an accountant, as an external auditor for one of the big four companies, for those of you who know it. So kind of corporate in that section, and it's quite normal to work 50, 60 plus hours in what we call the busy season. So I've done this for many years, but in 2017, I worked myself up so much that I got a burnout. And I never experienced this before. What is a burnout? Like it's not like you break a leg, but I started asking myself questions like, okay, but why am I doing this? Do I want to do this until I'm 70? I really was questioning the meaning of life. And as I was recovering from that burnout, I started asking myself, like, but okay, is this what I want to continue? Is this where I'm going? So that was really a turning point in my life where I kind of took a pause, in a sense, and asked myself, where do I want to go?
Okay, so like in your burnout period, was there a specific turning point now looking back where you made the decision that you wanted to do things differently, or
Not necessarily in the burnout period, because in the burnout period, myself, I was just frustrated, honestly. Like, why does this happen to me? And I hate this. I wish I never had a burnout. I was actually really mad and frustrated and tired.
Mhm.
But it happened afterwards, because the thing is, as I was kind of recovering, what they would say, from my burnout, I made a decision during my burnout recovery period that, look, I'm going to stay with the company for a bit less than a year, because I wanted to finish my degree, my CPA degree, which I got. I finished my Dutch CPA. And afterwards, I would quit my job and I would go travel. And this is where things started happening, because I remember, I quit my job and I booked a flight ticket to Colombia, and I was like, okay, now what? My whole plan was to actually travel South America within the whole year, so I was just gonna relax, just gonna chill. But it was in that period of a year where I had these experiences talking to people. To give you a couple of examples, I hiked mountains, I swam in seas, I went to India, rode a motorcycle in the Himalayas alone, just as the snow was melting. I did a 10-day Vipassana meditation retreat in the Himalayas. It was these type of experience, and having talks with people from all over the world, which gave me new insights. And there I made the decision like, okay, I want to come back to the Netherlands. I will go back to work, but now with a different vision. I want to do something for myself. I don't want to work for a boss anymore, and I want to create something. I want to be free so that I will never have to be able to like be dependent on a boss or on a job or whatever the economy does. I want to really create something for myself. But how I would do that back then, I didn't know. It was just a
Uh-huh.
decision.
Yeah.
It needed to be different.
So was it the making the decision? Was that the turning point for you, or when things started to change, or?
No, I wouldn't say so. Like, first of all, it's the decision in that sense. Like, okay, I'm going to make the decision. I want to do something different. But it was, I would say it's a process. It's not like one moment, one thing happened and suddenly, like a movie star, you become famous and suddenly your whole life changes. But it's been really a process from, from the burnout all the way through right now. The things that has happened, the choices that I make. COVID also impacted in my way positively to what happened. So I would say the turning point was definitely the burnout, because that's when I realized that things had to be different for me. I didn't want this anymore. But it was really choice, like making choice to choice to choice to choice, and seeing the impact and taking risks, taking chances.
Okay. So, like, sometimes, we say that like the worst things that happen to us in life end up being the best things that happen to us in life, right? Do you see this as a like a turning point like that as well?
100%. Like I
Oh,
just mentioned before,
yeah.
when I was in the process of my burnout, I hated it. And I wished I would have never had it. But now I actually tell people, and I really do feel it, that this has been the biggest blessing in a sense in my life, because this turning point, this negative thing, which at the moment I thought it was not nice, I now see it as a moment that I needed to experience this. Because if this didn't happen, I don't know how I would be right now and where I would be with my life. Maybe I would have continued that path. Maybe I'll be working corporate still, working 60, 70 hours and like not taking care of my health and my mental health. So I really do believe with a lot of things that slowly I can see now with the proof that the failures, as we would call them,
Yeah,
are
yeah,
actually blessings in disguise. And really, it's a point of learning. I believe if I don't do anything with that, it doesn't mean anything. I will not have learned from something. But with every failure, like in this sense, my burnout, if I learn something from it, if I do things differently, then it actually teaches me something. It's not easy though.
Oh, no, no, and that's where I want to bring in the next section. You know, this burnout, and you said it before, like, um, you did not how or what you were going to do like next. And
Mm.
sure, you had like a desire for things to be different and to change things. So how did you, let's say, open up yourself to change and embrace the change, or like stop resisting the change, or not having yourself being pulled back towards your old life?
Well, I will say with that, it's a very gradual process, which started a
Mhm.
bit before my burnout. So just to bring you a little bit back, to give you a bit more insight about myself, I was always very good with technical subjects, with studying, relatively high IQ and basic tests, but my social skills were not that well. So I was always struggling actually with social interaction, and especially with regards to women. I found it very tough to interact with women. I never had a girlfriend, like, until I was 23 or something. So this was a major pain point in my life. So just before my burnout, a friend of mine, he referred me to a coach, a relationship coach. And I was very skeptical. That's where the process started. When he told me that he would help me, how he would learn me interaction, listening, and also a little bit of like, things to use. I was like, how are you going to do that? And it took me a whole month of holidays, driving to Macedonia, sitting on the mountaintop, and realizing, like, Afzal, you've tried to work through this on your own. You read books, watch videos, nothing has worked so far. If you don't take any action, how much is gonna be different. So in that moment, I just took a risk and I told myself, I can lose a lot of money in this coaching, or I can also gain something from it. So I took the risk in that moment, and I did coaching for 2 years. And my social interaction skills improved a lot. And why is
Mhm.
this important? Is that when I came back from my burnout to the Netherlands, I somehow knew that I always wanted to do something in real estate, but I never really knew how to get started. So just really a random Saturday, I was just browsing on the internet and I saw an ad for a course, a real estate course. And mind you, this was 3,000 euros. It's a lot of money. And I was once again asking myself the same question like, okay, it's 3,000 euros is a lot of money. It is. Either I take the risk, I learn nothing, and it's just wasted 3,000 euros, or maybe I'll gain something from it. So I make that decision in that moment. And basically, I would say 2.5 years later, I have multiple properties. I just came back from Dubai a week ago. Going to sign my second property, and I'm going to move to Dubai next year to focus myself on real estate. So it was that defining moment.
Yeah, so I mean, what I hear is like, the one of the strategies you used for like embracing change, or is like taking risks. You started to take risk all of a sudden in all areas of your life, in your
Yeah,
relationship, in your real estate, um, and things really started to change for you, right?
yeah, yeah. You're completely right, because the thing is, I mean, I grew up safe, with the safe mindset, money scarcity, but also as an accountant, we are, like, okay, not a lot of risk. We don't want risk in what we do. But the reality of life is nothing is safe. Life is not certain. If you want to achieve the things that you want to do, you have to take a risk in a sense. You know, if you want to live life safe, that's also okay. But the things are not gonna is gonna like, if you really look at all the successful people, the entrepreneurs, it's about taking risks consistently. You shouldn't take the big risks where you go like, oh my God, I'm gonna go into problems.
Hmm.
But really, for when you want to achieve your goal, for me, when I wanted to become a real estate, it was like, take the risk of losing 3,000 euros or gaining something. When I did the coaching with regards to my social interaction, it was like, I have the risk of losing thousands of euros, or I could gain something. And right now, I can say this in hindsight, right? I just realized that money I can earn anyway. Anytime I can earn money. So I can earn
Yep.
money, I can lose money. So even losing money is not really that bad. It hurts, but it's not that bad. But time, and this is the most important thing, time I can never gain back. If I do not make a decision right now, and if I will have the same problem for 5 years on, I will not have those 5 years back. If I drop, let's say, 5,000 or 10,000 in training, if I didn't work out, tough luck, I can earn that back. But this is what I want to share. Like, it's about taking the actions, taking the risks now, not tomorrow, not next week, not in a year, because we'll all be growing older and the world is changing, as you see, very fast.
Yeah, and I mean, I also hear, you're asking for help. You took a course, you took a relationship coach, and you really took
Yeah.
on these people were telling you, and with little, let's say, baby steps, your life started to change.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
as we're almost coming to the end of this session, um, I would want to ask you quickly, what are you creating for your future? Like, let's say your immediate future in the next couple of years, not like 20, 50 years down the line.
Well, I mean, this is I have very clear, to have an own business in real estate and go towards development. So
Hmm.
basically, I'm already, like I said, I'm in real estate right now. I want to leave the work that I'm doing right now, like within the next 1 or 2 years. So I don't want to do anything related to accounting. I want to go full into real estate. At the moment, I'm working on my sales skill set. Next year, I'm moving to Dubai. I'm into trajectory to do business coaching. So really to go into a business of creating, a real estate company where I can actually help people acquire houses, buy, so I can sell them, they can buy, but also in the long term, actually develop yeah, real estate, houses, and not only in one specific place. I love to travel, and as part of my traveling, if I see a nice opportunity, a nice location, I'm like, okay, this is a very nice area to develop something like holiday houses, whatever. This is the thing that I'm gonna work on and am working on for the next near future.
Okay, great. So, Afzal, thank you so much for spending the time with me and with us. Um, I also want to give you a quick opportunity to promote yourself a little bit, and if people want to get in touch with you, where can they reach you? Um, or if you want me to leave them in the notes, I can do that too. But just share where people can reach you if you like.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like you can follow me all on Instagram, Afzal Kalloe, exactly as it's stated, right there. Also on LinkedIn, I'm not so active, but quite soon I'm gonna release my podcast. But you'll find everything on my Instagram page, and just follow me there. And I'll be also doing Q&A sessions and Ask Me Anything sessions. So if you want to know anything regards to real estate investing or mindset, I'll be sharing content and giving value quite frequently. So do follow me for that if you want to know more about anything related to real estate investing or just mountain climbing or traveling, because I still do that.
Okay, Afzal, thank you. I mean, I wish you a wonderful trip on on the Matterhorn uh, next month. Um, Thank you for being here. Afzal is an amazing guy. Follow him on social media, and if you're into real estate, he can definitely be a contribution for you. Thank you, everyone, and I'll hope to see you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.